Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Final beer of the evening here. This is Trillium Brewing Pom Pom. And this is their milk stout, sweet, or milk stout's what they call this. These guys do awesome jobs on their New England style IPAs and double IPAs. Let's see how well they do on the milk stout, the sweet stout. Not a big beer. This is only coming in at 6.8%, so it's not an imperial or a double. Commercial description on this says cold weather and chilly New England wind are best paired with a darky, roasty beer. For our latest addition to our dark beer lineup, we wanted to try our hand on a lactose addition. Lactose, for all you guys that don't know what that is, it is a unfermentable sugar that they add to the beer. So it lends to a sweetness on the back end where the yeast can't eat that all up and make it kind of dry. So this full-bodied milk stout delicately balances roasty flavors from the grain bill with subtle sweetness from the lactose addition. Pom Pom teases with a nose of dark chocolate, lightly roasted coffee, raisinets, and subtle vanilla beans, leading to a balanced palate of chocolate milk, hazelnut, with roasty flavors and moderate sweetness. Don't that sound delicious? Especially if you're a chocolate fan. So, it sounds good to me, guys. It really, really does. We don't have the IBUs. Like I said, it's 6.8%. This was sent to me by my brother Greg up in New England, and he writes, brand new light ABV milk stout released from Trillium, canned on the 6th of December. He picked it up at the brewery on the 8th. This was flying out the door when he was there, and I don't doubt it one bit. Everything these guys do flies out the door. That's why they don't have to distribute. They sell everything they make at the breweries. So if you do that, why get it into distribution? I mean, you're not going to be able to distribute enough for people to make enough for people to buy it at the brewery and get it at the beer stores. So I understand that. Hopefully one day, with they're selling everything they make, they'll be able to do an expansion to the brewery and get it out even further than where they're, from the brewery, and hopefully it'll come down here. I seriously doubt it, but we can only hope. So, Greg, once again, thank you, my brother. I do appreciate it, sir. Let's get into this. I don't have the IBUs on the guys. They keep that kind of stuff kind of secret from this brewery. They don't tell us any of that information. But we do have the ABV. We got the canned on date on it. So, let's see what we got. Big 16-ounce can here. Let's pop the top. And I will tell you while I'm pouring this, the food pairing says General Chocolate Dessert. Looks pretty dark coming out. Glassware to pint, becker, non-tumbler mug, size Sidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass, a Sovereign beer glass, and not recommended for scented salaries. I can't think of a reason why you could not. It is a lower ABV beer. It's not an imperial or anything. So, and it doesn't say anything about them using coffee or anything that's going to fade over time. So I would think this would probably keep for a year or two anyway. But they put a date on the can for a reason. They want you to drink it fresh. About 1/8 of an inch head on that pour. Not very much. It is pitch black, guys. I'm not getting any light at all. Looks very much like a stout. So let's get it to the nose and see what we got. Rich roasted malt. Getting all of that. slight hint of some chocolate, not a whole lot because it's cold right out of the fridge. I've got a feeling those nuts are going to open up the more it sits in the glass and comes up to room temperature. And that is about all I'm getting. Maybe some black molasses. Not any dark fruit or anything, and it doesn't smell a lot like milk chocolate right now. The taste may be different than that, but the big roasted malt notes and a hint of chocolate is what I'm getting on the nose, cold right out of the fridge. Well, that's time. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Greg. Roasted malt and chocolate. That's what I'm getting. But it's not got a big, huge, off the chain milk chocolate taste right now. That may change as it warms up. Now, on the back of the palate, I am getting more milk chocolate. As it lingers on the tongue and goes down the throat, I am getting more milk chocolate. It's not up on the front of the tongue when you first taste it, but that may change as it warms up. Very nice, easy drinking. And when I say low ABV, it's not an imperial. A lot of these stouts are imperials. This one is not. This is only 6.8%. Almost a session beer, if you will. Take that with a grain of salt. Would not want to drink this in the morning and then go to work. If you're off on the weekend, maybe a good one to have. Definitely a good one to have with dessert, some kind of chocolate dish or something after dinner. Very nice, very well made beer, not getting any alcohol. Right now, I would say it's a very good beer. Unless it changes considerably, I don't think this is going to be an outstanding world-class beer, but that may change as it comes to room temperature. Like I said, it's right out of the fridge. So let me do the back end pour on this, and then we're going to sip on it for a little bit, see what we end up with, and see if it does change and changes my opinion. Right now, I don't think it's quite a 10 beer. But, like I said, it could change, and I could come back and say, oh my God, it's outstanding, it's world class. But right now, I'm not getting that. So, let me sip on it for a little bit, and we'll come back after it warms up and see what we got. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Decent beer. Not the best milk stout I've ever had. I think this would be really, really good if they use a little bit more cocoa nibs or something to get more milk chocolate than what I'm getting on this one. Been sipping on it about 20 minutes or so. It is very tasty. It is a very nice rendition of a lower ABV. When I say lower, I don't say session, but being 6.8%. But the alcohol is super well hidden. It's not as thin and watery as some of them are. It does have a nice body to it. The mouthfeel, I would say, is medium and not full on this. It is a very nice beer. It's a very tasty beer. I do think these guys do a better job on their New England style IPAs and double IPAs than they do the stouts, but it is a very tasty beer. Like I said earlier, I don't think this is a 10 beer. Actually, I don't think it's even an A beer. I'm going to give this an A minus. Let me do the final chug here. Very well done. These guys do a very, very nice job on all their beers. And I'm telling you straight up, my honest opinion, I think this would be a great beer if it was a little heavier on the alcohol, and maybe even a bourbon barrel version of it would be awesome. So, final chug. A very nice, lighter version of a milk stout. I still think it's an A category, A minus from me, guys. Numeric rating on this one would probably be I'm gonna give it a 94. It's really close to a solid A. I was expecting a little bit more of the milk chocolate than I'm getting. It does have it, but it is very subdued to me. It is more of a milk chocolate than it is a bittersweet chocolate. And you say, oh my God, you're crazy, that's an A beer. I wouldn't argue with that. Well, it's pretty damn good. Especially since it has a date on the bottom of the can and it has the ABV on there. A great rendition. I do think it's an A beer. So I'm going to give it to A minus, 94 from me. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 4.13. That's in their A minus range also, so I agree there. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.06. That's in their A minus range also. So we're in a complete agreement, all three of us. It's an A minus beer. It is an A beer though, guys. It is very tasty. It is very well made. Alcohol is very well hidden for 6.8%. I would just wanted a little more milk chocolate than I'm getting on this. And like I said, a bourbon barrel aged version of this, or a bigger version of this, up into the 8 or bigger ABV range, would probably have a little nicer mouthfeel and probably be a little tastier to my palate. Now, some of you guys, this may be a great one to try if you've never had a milk stout before. But somebody like me that's had quite a few beers or milk stouts or beers in general, I think it's a little on the lighter side, and the milk chocolate wasn't as prominent as I was hoping it would be, like I said. So if you've had this one from Trillium, this is their Pom Pom Milk Stout. Very tasty. A great one to have with being a lighter beer with a dessert. Any kind of chocolate dessert. Cake, pie, brownies, cookies, whatever. Would go great with any kind of chocolate dessert to this. Or maybe this is your dessert instead of having something to go with it if you're on a diet or watching your weight or don't want to have all those calories, having some kind of chocolate dish with this beer. Heavy calorie beers like this, sometimes, of course, I don't worry about that too much. You know, I'm fat and I know that, so it is what it is. So, with that being said, if you had this one from Trillium, their Pom Pom Milk Stout, let me know what you think, guys. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.